As an Eagles fan, you can sense when something big is shifting, and that's exactly the vibe around this team today. It's not just noise, it's not just off-season talk. It feels like real change is coming, and not the kind you just brush off. This could seriously reshape what this team looks like going into the season. And here's the thing, it's not just one story. There are actually two major developments happening right now, and both of them are connected in a way that should have every single Philadelphia Eagles fan paying attention. One move is already raising eyebrows, and the other could completely confirm what a lot of us have been fearing for a while. If you care about where this team is headed, if you've been following every rumor, every move, every hint like a real fan, you are going to want to hear this. So before we get into it, real quick, go ahead and hit that subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 100 subscribers to build a real Eagles community here, just fans talking football the way it should be. Now let's talk about what actually went down, because this first move is not subtle at all. The Philadelphia Eagles used their first round pick on wide receiver Makai Lemon, and I am going to be real with you. This was not just about adding talent. This move screams one thing: they are preparing to move on from A.J. Brown. And when you really break it down, it makes way too much sense. A.J. Brown is still an elite receiver, no one is denying that. But the issues have been building for a while now. Every off-season there are rumors. Every season there are moments where you question the fit. And when you turn on the tape, you can actually see it. His effort has not always been consistent, especially when he is not getting the ball. That is a huge problem when your quarterback is Jalen Hurts. Hurts is not the kind of guy who force feeds one receiver all game. The whole identity of this offense is supposed to be balance, adaptability, doing whatever it takes to win each Sunday. And when you have a receiver who needs touches to stay engaged, that creates friction, real friction. Even during that Super Bowl run in 2024, there were already signs. Tension, distractions, things you do not want when you are chasing a championship. Now fast forward to this offseason, you draft Makai Lemon, and not just draft him, you trade up to get him. That tells you everything. This was intentional and planned. Then you look at the rest of the receiver room. You have Devonta Smith, who now clearly steps in as the number one option. You brought in Marquise Brown in free agency, likely as your third guy. And Lemon slides right in as that second option. That is a complete reshaping of the offense, and here is something that really stands out. Lemon is known for doing the dirty work, blocking, playing his role, not caring about stats. That is the exact opposite of the concerns people have had with A.J. Brown. So when people say this could be addition by subtraction, I understand it. Because if you remove the distractions, if you build an offense where everyone buys in, where the game plan changes week to week based on matchups, that might actually make this team more dangerous, not less. And let's be honest, by the end of the 2025 season, it already felt like A.J. Brown was on borrowed time in Philly. This move just speeds everything up. Now here is where things get even more interesting, because it is not just about the Eagles possibly moving on. It is about where he might be going. There has been a lot of talk connecting A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots, especially after June 1st. And according to Patriots reporter Chad Graff from The Athletic, this is starting to feel inevitable. Graff suggested that wide receiver Kayshon Boutte could be part of the deal coming back to Philly. Think about that for a second. The Patriots, potentially led long-term by Drake May, are looking to upgrade their offense in a big way. Bringing in a true number one like A.J. Brown would completely change things for them. But it is not going to be cheap. We are talking multiple draft picks, possibly even a first-round pick in 2027, and a player included in the deal. That is where Buta comes in as a realistic piece, and honestly, from the Eagles' perspective, it makes sense. If you are already moving on from A.J. Brown, you are going to need depth. You are going to need someone to step into that rotation. Buta is not a superstar, but he is a solid young receiver who could fit into this new system.